Hello everybody, Ministrom here. Welcome back to Kerbal Space program. In the last episode, we worked on progressing our ongoing missions, trying to get the Arbalest, I believe it's the Arbalest, home from Jool. So we got it through its maneuver. It is now on its transfer orbit. Got the Ballista on its way to Eve, got it through its maneuver. It's on its transfer orbit as well. Transmitting science home all the way, and making sure we get all of that done. And so, we're going to continue to work on that. I have advanced time a little bit more, because we are 11 days away from a maneuver node for this guy, the Nuclear Pulse Probe, that we sent out to Dres. Is just about ready for a plane change maneuver. So that we can hopefully figure out a transfer. So that is what we need to do. So we're going to go ahead and deploy the sail. I guess you can call it a sail. Actually, no, retract the sail. Retract the sail. Not quite ready yet. I don't know how long this burn is going to take. Well, how long the maneuver is going to take. It shouldn't take too long. I remember correctly, these thing maneuvers relatively quickly. So we're just going to advance it down. Now, the thing is, the Ballista is also very close to its maneuver, where it needs to capture into orbit around Eve. But that's 14 days out, so I'll have 3 days to spare, I believe. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn that off. Don't sit there and burn RCS. For no good reason. Alright. Warp to there. So I had mentioned in the last episode that I kind of had plans to start bringing this series to a close, primarily because the save file is just becoming too unstable to really do much more. The whole idea of the moon base hasn't worked because the physics have just gotten wonky to an extreme degree, and yeah, it's just, you know, we've as I said, we've stretched the game to its limit at this point. Now we're gonna go ahead and deploy this. So I've kind of finalized what it is that we're going to be doing for the final few episodes here. One, we want to make sure that we get the Arbalest home from Jool. Get that back into Kerbal orbit at the very least. Also, we want to get all the way through the current Eve mission. So, get to Eve, achieve orbit, land, hopefully fly the plane. You know, do all that sort of thing. And, you know, then also get them back to orbit, and then get them back to Kerbal. So that is the plan there. And then there is one final vehicle that I want to build, which is why I've been transferring all this science back. So, because there's a few more techs I want to unlock, because there is one last vehicle that I want to try to build, and we'll get to that once all of our missions are done. Alright, so I'm going to warp till about, I don't know, 2 minutes or so to go. I don't think the new maneuver needs to be that precise at this particular point. We're just trying to get into a better plane so that we can get a better potential rendezvous with Kerbal. Come on. All right, we are 2 minutes out from the node as planned. And let's see if I remember how this thing works. Yeah, basically with this nuclear pulse drive, it's either on or it's off. There is no in between. All right, well, let's just go through the whole maneuver. There we go. Okay, let's see what our resultant orbit is. It's pretty close. All right, good. Excellent. So, I think we have Kerbin set as target. I believe we do. So now I should be able to go to my maneuver planner and see if we can calculate a proper home and transfer. 242 days, 2 hours, 37 minutes. We have a 1500 meter per second maneuver to get an intercept. There we go. Excellent. 200 days, that's not bad. All right. Now, one thing I want to do is jump over the Arbalest real quick. And just give it a minute to load. There we are. All right, we do have a little bit of science to transmit here. All right, now one thing I want to check is I want to shut down the reactors. Let's see, we are pulling 3.7 kilowatts off of some of these. I want to shut down the reactors and see if with the reactors offline, if the electric charge still drops. And yes, the electric charge is still dropping. All right, but we should only need one reactor. So we're just going to start up one of the reactors. And we'll just have to wait for this guy to get a little bit closer. Closer in. Probably we'll have to wait until we get around the orbit of Duna before we can shut those reactors off completely. So it's about a year, another year before we can shut that off. And the endurance on the reactor is 2 years. Okay, that'll do, I think. All right, so now what we need to do is go over to the ballista, which the ballista should be pretty close to Eve. Yep, there it is. Switch to. All right. We are... Oh, just a... B. Have I had the reactors on this whole time? I have had the reactors on this whole time. Oh, well, that's fine. We can shut them down once we're in Eve orbit. All right, let's see if you have any science that still needs to be transmitted. A little bit. Go ahead and take care of that. All right, how are we looking here? We haven't crossed the transition yet. All right, well, let's warp into the sphere of influence. All right, here we are. Three days, 3 hours, 50. That won't give me a lot of time. 3 days, 3 hours, 14 minutes. This is a 10-minute long burn, so this is going to be... All right, let's just... Three days, 2 hours, 28 minutes. Yeah, we'll warp there. And there's Gilly. I don't think we're going to be able to land on Gilly. All right, let's start orienting to the node. So I want to use the monopropellant. No, we'll just let the reaction wheels do their job. The thing is, I believe this is only a 2-man capsule, so we can only send 2 Kerbals down to the surface. And one's got to fly the plane. So, what I think we'll do is we'll send our scientist down on the kind of more traditional lander. Because really shouldn't have to do much, it's just make sure the parachutes deploy at the right time, and if we need to do a little bit of retro thrust, then do the retro thrust. I don't think we're going to need any retro thrust, honestly. But the actual, like, flying is going to have to be this one, so... All right, let's get that maneuver planner ready. All right, we're almost aligned. Okay. Go ahead and tell it to execute the node. The reactors are on. We're starting to get some crew report. Well, we're in acceleration, so all right, we do visual observation, and I can transmit that back. And we can do a crew report. Well, it requires it to be manned. What? Oh, whatever. Alright, well, we've got a 10-minute long burn, which is probably going to take a lot more than 10 minutes because of the way things work. To get through here, now I do need to be careful because we're beginning this burn so early. That's kind of why I put this altitude so high. Is that it could drop us a bit too much. At the very least, we need to capture, right? Because once we're captured, then I can shut it down and do another maneuver, and kind of go through the, you know, the circularization in multiple burns if I have to. In fact, we probably will just do that. They also need to do a plane change here. And it would be better to do the plane change further out. So actually, because we can, I mean, we got all kinds of time here, so let's actually just stay, and as soon as we get a capture orbit, I'm going to try and see what it would look like to do a plane change. And we're about to capture. There we go. Okay. Abort the node execution. All right, we're not going anywhere. We'll get rid of that node. Okay, so we want to change inclination to 0 degrees. Create the node. What are we looking at? 291 meters per second in 2 hours. Okay, that is definitely doable. And it will keep us captured. Not going to hit Gilly. All right, well, I'll be back once we're reoriented. All right, looks like we are oriented. So I'll go ahead and tell it to execute the node itself into the final position, and then it should take care of it. It's going to be a 2-minute long maneuver. Admittedly, I probably should have taken care of adjusting my approach plane before I got here. But it's all right. All right, I guess I'll just let this run, and I'll be back a sec. All right, just about done this maneuver. The question is, do I want to try to push our periapsis a little bit higher? No, I don't think so. We're going to say we want to circularize at the periapsis. Create the node. Another Another 9 minutes. All right. Well, have to reorient again. And is this thing even moving? It is. Extremely slowly. Alright, well, I'm guessing I'm just going to keep on jumping here until we get through all of these various maneuvers and reorientations. But this should be the last one that we need to do. Alright, so yeah, I guess I'll be back once we are oriented properly. Alright, we're reoriented and ready to go ahead and execute the node. Now, it might need to adjust its orientation again a little bit. So you have to get around the rest of the orbit. Alright, and then this is going to be another big, long maneuver. So, again, we're going to be doing another cut once this gets started. Alright, it's looking good. Okay. Well, I'll be back when we're just about done. Alright, just about done. That 10-minute burn took well over 20. Alright. How's our orbit looking? It's not going to be exact, but it should be good enough. In fact, we're probably good to just go ahead and stop it now before it gets too goofy. Alright. 322, 247, that's good enough. It's... yeah, good enough. Alright, we can shut down the reactors. Let's shut them down. Make sure that our electric charge is good, and it is. Come on, there you go. All right, so first order of business is to go ahead and get... our business is to do a quick save before we start doing things that could potentially be bad. Is we need to get... how many Kerbals we have on board? We have 4 Kerbals on board. We need to get our engineer, no, our scientist. We want to bring a scientist down. I think this is a two-man vehicle. Very sure. Alright, so we want to transfer our scientist here to the lander. Lynand Kerman, who is our scientist, right? Yep, he is our scientist. Okay, so... I think we're ready to begin landing operations. So let's give it a go. Let's undock. Be careful about the model propellant that we're using. The heat sink is cooling down, so that's good. All right. Now. I am going to need, hold on, let me just check my action groups here. I believe 5 is the nice repellent, yes. Actually, we're going to change 1 to be toggle the solar panels. All right, so 1. Should retract our solar panels. Don't necessarily need to do that just yet. Alright, yeah, we need just enough. Alright, now we need to look at where we could potentially be landing. I don't know if I necessarily want to try to come down over the dark side of the planet, because I have no idea what's down there. I would much rather kind of land over here-ish. In fact, let's get my landing guidance on. We're going to show landing predictions, show trajectory. Alright. If we were to burn around here, let's add maneuver. So we want to make sure we come down over solid ground. Still seems to be indicating that we're going to be going around twice. Yeah, we don't want to go around twice. All right, 221 meters per second of delta V. That should hopefully be sufficient. All right, this is to jettison the heat shield, which is the inflatable heat shield. All right, let's have it do it. Oh, what's going on? Oh, we're getting through there. Must be calculating the potential landing trajectory. There we are. All right, let's close the shield on the docking port. It's very interesting that it's being so ginger with the throttle there. It's good enough, I think. It doesn't need to be precise. Yeah, we're done. Okay. Okay, so next bit of business. Close up those solar panels. Protect those. Deploy the heat shield. Make sure we're oriented retrograde. And, we're actually going to deploy the heat shield and dispose of the heat shield after we deploy the parachutes. Let's go. Let's hope this works and that I got everything lined up correctly. Oh, we're gonna land in the middle of the water. Or the ocean, or whatever it's made out of. Okay, well that's unfortunate. Okay, so I wasn't sure which direction the planet was rotating. Now, there actually is not the end of the world. We can just do this differently. Remember, these things can fly in any atmosphere. So, we're just going to have to get down, get slow, and then we're going to have to fly to where we want to be, and then we'll deploy our parachutes and land. Alright, let's hope that it maintains proper orientation here. Looking good. Heat shield's getting a little warm. We're starting to reorient. Ah. Crud. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. But fortunately, I have that autosave, or that quick save. Alright. Thing is, I tested this before I flew, and it worked fine on Kerbin. Alright. Is this after I moved everybody? No. Okay. Let's try this again. So let me take care of getting kind of to similar place to where I was. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what I'm going to try. And we're actually going to try to do this spiraling pattern. And see if this works a little bit better. Take a little bit longer to slow us down. Turn that off. Inflate the heat shield. Make sure we're oriented retrograde. Close the docking port. And let's try it one more time. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to create a new quick save here. Why are those things building up so much waste heat? Alright, whatever. They don't seem to want to work, but as long as the engines work, that's what matters. Alright, oh, well, we're still going to come down over the ocean. I even tried adjusting things. Well, now it's saying that we're not going to go around twice. Alright, well, let's just see what happens. Let's see if the RCS can provide enough stabilization to keep us from flipping. Until we've at least slowed down a little bit. Now, hopefully we aren't going to burn through all the monopropellant because I'm going to need some for docking. It's definitely wanting to flip. Oh, there it goes again. Huh. That's rather troublesome. Otherwise, it's working all right. It's just not wanting to stay oriented properly. Well, what I might have to do is I might have to experiment some more. There's got to be a way to make this work. I think there probably is, actually. I'm going to try one more thing. We're going to slow us down a little bit. Actually, speed us up. Flip this retrograde. Switch back to air, and we're going to have to use our engines to hit the brakes. That's the plan anyway. That's what I'm thinking of trying. Yeah, there goes that. Here's the thing. We're not picking up any intake atmosphere. Air per second. Atmospheric intake is open. And there's no resource available. What I probably really needed was a drogue. well, if this one doesn't work, if this attempt doesn't work, then I'm going to have to figure something out, and we'll have to go through the landing next episode, so... Alright, here we go again. Oh, nope, nope, there it goes. The thing is, there's enough authority to keep this thing oriented correctly. I don't know why it won't. Well, now there isn't. And we're completely gone. Okay. So, yeah, I am going to have to figure this out, and we're going to have to probably do this next episode. I'll have to give it a few more attempts, and because, as I said, I tested this heat shield, the inflatable heat shield, in Kerbin's atmosphere, and it worked fine. I don't know why we're having a problem here. So... yeah, I'll have to figure it out. All right, but we'll stop here for today. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.